Give you guys a peek behind the curtain for a second. I legitimately thought I'd make one video out of this Chris Rock comedy special because, well, he finally commented on one of the bigger stories of last year. I just didn't think I'd be on my fourth one at this point in time because maybe I underestimated. It could have been incredibly possible how many feathers this would end up ruffling. Okay, especially of a certain type of bird that would raise somebody else's kid, not knowing that his wife is laying other eggs inside the cradle. Yeah, no, couldn't have possibly foreseen this coming out, okay? And it's also very telling as well that Will has to make a statement separate from his wife, even though it's very, very similar because they're both playing the victim card. It's just all so great that Chris Rock finally back to full form. I was listening to some mid to late 90s Chris Rock, Bigger, Blacker. No, that one came out in 2000. Bring the Pain. Clips from Bring the Pain. That's what it was. Probably his most famous clip between the Civil War and the African American community. If you know, you know, and if you don't, well, I'm the wrong shade to be saying the second half of that bit. But the reason that I like this story in particular, other than the fact that you guys seem to like it, and hell, if I have an opportunity to espouse some truths off of one particular story that has seemed to captivate the public consciousness, well, I'd be retarded not to do it, so here we are. Oh, Chris Rock is one of the old school comics that used to drop little truths into his bits. That's mostly why comedy is practically dead in this point in time. And just like every other movement, it's infiltrated by unfunny women, and then they just kill it off at the end. Oops, I say that out loud. Fuck you. It's my birthday. I can do whatever I want at my party. And you bitches had your day yesterday and you fucking squandered it anyways. Nobody cares. But yeah, it's impossible to definitively know what was going through Will Smith's mind at the point in time where he made that snap decision to go up there and slap Chris Rock. We could have a pretty good assumption what he was and wasn't thinking, what was driving him, what was the impetus in order for him to commit assault live on television, and the police did nothing about it. Just, just another instance of black on black crime that the officers don't want to do anything about. Amazing. But as much shit as he thought he was going to catch in the aftermath of that, unbeknownst to him, it would be going on for a year afterwards. Like, everybody, it's synonymous. It's like him and Jack Murphy. Cucks. That's the nomenclature. Fuck, there was one Photoshop. Wasn't it the Huffington Post that used the Will Smith with the Jack Murphy beard? It's like, you guys are inexorably tied from now until the end of time. How adorable. And people used to like Will Smith. And people used to sign up for the liminal order. Where are they both now? Well, don't look too hard, because we know what one party likes to do and the other one likes to watch, so who knows. So yes, when you get a report like this that Will Smith is embarrassed and hurt over Chris Rock's comments in Netflix special, let's not forget that Will was the attacker because he couldn't handle the response of his woman looking over. Well, actually, it's the community's woman. What am I saying? Of her looking over and giving a kind of a look. It's like, you better do something. Otherwise, I was going to say make your life terrible, but that's also what happened in the aftermath. So if you don't go do something, I'm going to continue to make your life terrible. And if you don't do something, I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be that bitch. Anyways, all eyes are on the slap heard round the world again as Oscars 2023 looms this coming Sunday. Oh, what the fuck? I didn't even know about that. Like, I've heard a couple of different comments from the host because, as that bitch made Jimmy Kimmel once again saying that, I hope that's not going to happen again. And if it does, well, you guys better tune in to see my response. No, he's out there saying that, nobody's going to do that, otherwise I'd fight him. And it's like, what? We know we've seen your transformation into a whole bitch. So we know you wouldn't do fuck all, Jimmy. I just want to see and just get this down in writing before we go back to, anything that's actually important, because legitimately, before doing this video, I had no idea that the Oscars was this Sunday, and even when I pulled up this article right here, I didn't know that the Oscars was this Sunday. I knew it was coming up because I heard Jimmy's stupid comments, but until reading this first line, I didn't know it was Sunday. I don't watch media like that, so I guess maybe that makes sense why this story is going viral at this point in time. Because they need to, imagine this, they have to run an op in order to generate interest in the fucking Academy Awards. yo, this used to be the one night a year that would rival or sometimes eclipse the Super Bowl when it comes to ratings. And now it has to bank off of just serendipitous events to avoid having just an absolute ratings collapse again. Jimmy Kimmel is hosting the Oscars for a third time. You could have told me this was his first or 50th time. I wouldn't even fucking know. Whenever I think of hosts of the Oscars, I think Steve Martin, Whoopi Goldberg. That's about it. Like, yo, I'm out of the loop. And it's funny because he's referencing something from last year, and Chris Rock wasn't even the fucking host of the Oscars. That's how irrelevant this shit is. Don't ask me who hosted last year. Was it Jimmy Kimmel? No, I don't know. I haven't but yes, how he'll lead last year's show after the infamous Oscar slap. I haven't given it much thought. He told Good Morning America co-host Laura Spencer in an interview ahead of the Oscars on Sunday. Does anybody know what movies are up for Best Picture? I don't know. But it's been that way for a long time. Anyways, I know that a million jokes have been made about it. Well, actually, the most significant one. And it's weird because Chris Rock really wanted to be a part of Hollywood. It was kind of like the George Carlin path, where he took a couple of acting roles, and the Richard Pryor path. Okay, I'd consider them all up there on the Mount Rushmore of stand-up comedians. Pick and choose who your fourth is. Depending on your opinions on Quaaludes, it might change the fourth head or not, but they were moderately successful in acting. Pryor probably more so than Carlin. But their careers never really took off. It's kind of like Chris Rock. You got a couple of acting gigs, you got a voiceover gig, and outside of that, hadn't really parlayed it into anything. So his return to stand-up, everybody knew, and everybody was waiting for him to address the slap from a year ago. I just find it funny, on the first Saturday of March of the mythical Women's History Month. It's like, bitches, what the fuck? You used to have one goddamn day, and it used to be an opener for me, and now you get an entire month? Bitch, we're living in the Women's History Year, for Christ's sakes. Like, no, I guess you gotta carve out June for the queers, but whatever, man. I don't know for sure if Chris planned it specifically for this month, or for it to be a lead-in for the Oscars as well, but he's kind of a genius when it comes to comedy, so nothing would really surprise me when it comes to the release of the special. Like, this wasn't a coincidence. There was something planned here specifically. Probably the Oscars, if it was old Chris Rock, it would be something about these goddamn bitches. But yeah, Jimmy Kimmel, who used to be hilarious. You might remember The Man Show. That was a long time ago, and I was probably too young to be watching that when it was airing, but Jimmy Kimmel was fucking funny. And then he went woke and started to host the late night show, and now he's hosting the Oscars for a third time. Fucking sellout. Anyways, yeah, a million jokes have been made about it. Well, there's only one joke that's been made about it, and his name's Will Smith. A million think pieces have been written about it. Oh, there has been a lot said about it, so whatever I say has to be, I think, it has to be good. Well, by the delivery of that sentence, we already know it's not gonna be great, and I do have some good things to say about it. I think it's gonna be on everybody's mind, he added. Everybody's going to be waiting for that moment. Well, this is what Hollywood's hoping for, that people are going to tune in. Oh, they're going to address it? Or is it going to be in the second hour? Or the third hour? Or how long are you going to string this on? Because that's the only thing that people care about. It's not like, oh my god, my favorite movie won for director of photography. Nobody fucking cares. Cinematography was great, and I really like the costumes in insert 2022 movie here. Is there an award for blackest cast? No, I don't know. Best choreographed fight scene, Oscars 2022. That's the one I know. And yeah, everybody's going to be waiting for that moment, and that'll be a part of this show, but certainly not the focus of the show. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Tune in for my cutting edge take on something that happened a year ago that literally everybody else has talked about. What a fucking dork. But yeah, he played fake tough guy, and he thinks that he's going to be the next Steve Martin, and hey, good luck to him. And just like the rest of his career post 2000, I don't give a fuck about it, so good on you, pal. Anyways, back to the main event. Enough waddling off of that. Will Smith was left embarrassed and hurt over Chris Rock's comments in his latest Netflix special, which reignited the controversy. No, it's always been just a low simmer whenever Will Smith's name comes out, and it's just cock, slap. That's about it. Nobody talks about, oh, he's such a good actor. Remember when he cried on Fresh Prince once? Ugh, fucking overrated hack. The famed funnyman used his latest stand-up special to verbally clobber Smith for slapping him on stage, and Will Smith was the one that was hurt. All right. Among a myriad of digs at the 2022 Best Actor winner. Remember, he won an Oscar that night, but the only thing that's talked about is the fact that he slapped a smaller black man. But yes, his stand-up special, Chris Rock's Selective, Outrage, Rock left no stone. Get it? I see what you did there. Unturned, as he recalled from the moment the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air struck him across the face. Will is embarrassed and hurt by what Chris said about him and his family in his Netflix special. A source told Entertainment Tonight he didn't watch it. Oh, but again, it was something else that he heard. Again, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I think you said it right. No, you called her a bitch. No, actually, Chris said everybody else is calling her a bitch. He didn't call her a bitch. He said that everybody else was calling her a bitch. But he had people tell him what Chris said. Oh, fuck. Yo, we know that this dude watches everything that his wife does, and normally through a cracked open door with his pants around his ankles, but this motherfucker watched every second of that special, and he was laughing until Jada came in the room. What are you watching, Will? And then he had to switch the channel real quick. The insider went on, adding that Will and Jada have seen comments about, we seen comments about what you said in your hateful and misogynistic rant. Will apologized to Chris. But didn't reach out to Chris directly. He just posted an Instagram story and said, my PR team told me that I felt like I'm really sad about this. So, Chris, at any time you want to talk about my assault on you, feel free to reach out. Anyways, and would like for Chris to let it go. No, he's going to go ahead and he's going to make a lot of money off of this, you fucking sad bitch. Smith reportedly feels Netflix made a distasteful move airing Rock's special. Yo, what the fuck? Netflix is as woke as they come when it comes to companies. But they've aired, within the past year or so, Dave Chappelle's comedy special, which just absolutely fucking melted down the trans lobby. And then you have Chris Rock making fun of bald bitches. Like, oh man, this is amazing. Amazing. But this is the hill that they die on. Interesting. I guess we're kind of seeing a little bit of an insight as to where Netflix draws that line in the sand. Comedy. Interesting. All right. Bill Kramer, who took over as CEO of the Academy in July 2022, revealed that a designated team will be ready to spring into action to the March 12th ceremony if things go awry. You guys better tune in. There could be something to happen. Nobody fucking cares. Oh, it's a special crisis team. If a grown-ass man starts crying on stage, you're just going to usher him off. It's like, oh my God, please. Women say that they like emotional men, but they don't actually mean it. Don't be vulnerable. You're just going to end up like Will over there. But yes, for his part, the aforementioned Jimmy Kimmel has vowed to beat the shit out of anyone who attempts any violent funny business under his watch. That fucking limp-wristed bitch ain't gonna do shit. The only way he's gonna get tough is if he brings back his old impression of Karl Malone. But yeah, the rest of this article just retreads the well-worn ground already. What happened to lead up to the slap, what Chris actually said about it. Yeah, everybody knew that that Jada was sleeping around on Will, and as you know, a woman that is out there fucking like that doesn't respect her man anymore, and basically that shit would be over if she could provide the lifestyle that she's accustomed to. There were rumors back in the day, about a year ago, that there was a divorce that was going to be imminent, but Jada can assess the situation, realize that Will ain't going to fucking go anywhere. She can continue to do whatever the fuck she wants, and he will provide the lifestyle that's there. Otherwise, hey man, she would just divorce him just like that. I'm pretty sure California has no-fault divorce. She'd take half of his billions of dollars, and he would just be left broken and in shambles because he's clearly got a terrible case of one-itis. He does not whatsoever realize his own value. It's like, for fuck's sake, he's Will Smith. He's a top 10 actor right now out there on the circuit. He just won a fucking Oscar. Like, for Christ's sakes. That used to mean something back in the day, and let's just pretend it does still. In an industry that is just absolutely crumbling around him, can you name a movie star under the age of 30? Yeah, exactly. They don't fucking exist at this point in time. He is one of those names that's out there, and he doesn't understand that he could replace that weathered old piece of shoe leather with 15 different 20-year-olds. Like, some guys are just terminally blue-pilled that they just end up fucking up their entire life because I love her and she's my soulmate. That's what you end up doing. You end up doing fuck shit like that. That's why you can love women. But if you fall in love with women, if you let emotions drive your actions, you end up doing shit like that. So, a little bit of housekeeping. There's no such thing as cleeping, but there is such thing as keeping. I forgot over the past couple of days. My mistake. I am incredibly terrible at doing this, but that is no excuse at all whatsoever. Shout out to my boy, Quetzalcoatl. I think it should be Quetzalcoatl, right? Because it's Quetzalcoatl, a reference off of that, and it's those old ancient dishwashers that used to pray to Quetzalcoatl. And it's a play off of that, so that would make sense. I'm just joking with you, buddy. You're incredibly generous, and thank you very, very much for your support. And everybody who's rocking with me all the way through today. And today, yes, I made references to it a couple of different times, and it's my birthday today, you boys. A nice 33 years old, and realistically, it's weird to think about that. I've been through a couple of things. I've seen some stuff. I've watched this channel grow. And at the start of the year, if you've been around for that long, 1,715 subscribers. 1715 subscribers. Now, what is it, 3260? I legitimately cannot believe that. I was hoping, like, I set little goals for myself every once in a while. I was hoping to hit 2,000 by this point in time, but over 3,260 people hopping on this train that's showing absolutely no signs of stopping. I appreciate every single one of you. Whether you drop a comment, hit like, just show up whenever I post videos. Pretty consistent with the first couple, but then the second one, or the third one at the end of the day, it's a little bit sketchy. But there's going to be some visual changes. Like, you guys aren't going to notice anything when it comes to content release, but there's going to be some visual changes. I've been working on different logos, making a couple of changes. You probably notice it when it comes to the thumbnails, instituting a couple of different techniques, and some of it's working. Some of the content, or some of the topics, are just dog shit, and I won't talk about it anymore, okay? That Novak Djokovic video went absolutely fucking nowhere at the speed of smell, but whatever, man. I thought it would be interesting, but I guess I'm alone on that one. That's totally fine. But yeah, I'm doing some back-end stuff, like making a couple of new playlists, because a couple of them are getting pretty full up, and there's different differentiations if you guys wanted to look at specifically sports-related content, RP-related content, relationship-related content, just a whole bunch of different things that kind of been lacking on. I think makes for a much more easy viewing experience, at least for the YouTube side. Over on the Rumble side, yeah, just continuing to upload some of the other stuff from the secondary channel that I can't have over there anymore because YouTube, fun and wonderful place. But hey, man, that stuff is booming over there on Rumble, and I appreciate you guys if you're watching over there. And Odyssey, hi mom, I don't know who watches over there anymore. It's kind of a platform that's about as relevant as BitChute. No complaints or anything like that. Everything seems to be fine over there. It's just, not hitting like that anymore. But and also, you guys might see a poll or two, because I'm thinking about doing just something new when it comes to content. Obviously, my bread and butter is videos, but I'm looking to branch out in a couple of different areas. I might get some feedback on that stuff, or I just might end up doing something. You guys might see something go live or another video. I'm not entirely sure when it comes to all of that stuff, but as for right now, your boy's going to be editing this up, but you won't notice that. You'll just see the end product at the end of the day, which is totally fine, totally great. And if you get this far and you heard all of the rambling, I appreciate you all very, very much. You've made 2022 my year, my 32nd year on this blue sphere, just floating through the universe. You guys have made it incredibly special. Everybody, all of the OGs, all the way through the new Gs. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm looking forward to this next year more so than ever. So, with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone, and thank you very, very much.